Hey, what's up? I'm Jay Will with Surround Sound, where I teach you to elevate your surroundings to a sanctuary through the magic of fragrance, using candles, colognes, and car scents. So today I'm bringing you my 5 first ever fragrances. I'm talking about fragrances that I had so early in my fragrance journey, I still kept them in the box like Funko Pops or something. So without further ado, number 1, my first ever fragrance, Dior Sauvage, the EDP, actually not the EDT, but this was the first one that actually got me into fragrances, got me wanting to collect fragrances and really get serious about it, was the EDT. I smelled it while at work, actually sorting magazines, work at the post office. So I was sorting magazines, and some magazines have like the little beauty cards in them that have a sample of the fragrance in it. So it fell out and I actually picked it up, just by chance. And it was like love at first sniff. Like I smelled it and I was like, yo, I have to have this. It was, citrusy, masculine, it was aromatic, it was spicy, and it was woody. And I was like, yeah, man, I definitely need this. Ambery. And so I actually looked into it, and that's when I ended up picking up the Eau de Parfum. And this one is a more super spicy, vanillic, sweeter, more cozy, oriental spicy version of the original. And I was like, yes, this is it. This is the one. I need this. Instant compliments. Soon as I wore it to work, soon as I wore it in public, people loved it. And I was like, yeah, this is me. So moving on to number 2, my second ever fragrance is going to be YSL. Why? As you can see, the bottle had this joint for a long time, but it's fruity, aromatic, it's citrusy, it's aquatic, resinous, musky, all in one. I really dig this one, man. This was YSL, my second fragrance. I liked it so much, I had to go pick up the Eau de Parfum version, which is more refined, more sophisticated, more resinous, and gonna last longer, project longer, give you more of a presence in the cool weather. Moving on to number 3, my third ever fragrance. Like I said, you can tell from the bottle, Mr. Burberry from the house of Burberry. This is another blue fragrance. So as you can see, I really started off on the whole blue wave, the blue trend. The mass appealing, citrusy on the opening, moving down into sort of spicy, woody, fruity, resinous on the dry downs. And yeah, man, this one knocks it out of the park. This one covers all the bases. This one is more of a woody, spicy, citrusy, amber fragrance. And it really holds up in the cold weather. Mr. Burberry, man, the luxury, even the full-size bottle has like the little bow tie on it, man. So that was really like a dress-up one for me at the time. Moving into YSL Le Homme. This was the first fragrance that I ever got a sample of, and this was the first one I ever really lusted after. It was super spicy and it was sweet and really I was like, this one is sexy and nice, but it's still fresh and really light and aromatic. And this one right here, man, I had the sample of this one. I was holding on to the sample for dear life until I finally eventually got the actual bottle of it. Loved it so much that I ended up picking up the intense version of it, the La Nuit de la Homme, when I moved into that. And actually the La Nuit de la Homme Le Parfum, that version, not the Eau de Parfum. I don't really like the Eau de Parfum, but the Le Parfum, that's one of my favorite ones, man. And so it really all started off with that YSL Le Homme. And man, that's really a staple in my collection. That's my go-to for freshen up in the warm weather. Last but not least, dolce&gabbana K. Now this was my first fragrance that I actually went out of town and got. I actually got this at the duty free in Canada on the border, and I got it actually the very day it came out. So I really felt like I was doing something. I felt like a boss. I really felt like, okay, this is me starting my fragrance journey. I'm really serious about this, man. And this one is, it's aromatic, it's citrusy, it's spicy, but you know, it has some pimento in there and some blood orange, some notes that you really don't see in a lot of other fragrances. This is when I really started taking it seriously, like, okay, I'm doing something. And I actually love this one so much. Gotta shout out the bottle, by the way. Definitely a nice cap on the bottle, one of the nicest caps on the bottle ever. That I actually had to go pick up the EDP version of it when that dropped, man. And this one has more longevity. This one is gonna hold up in the cold weather. This one is gonna be more fruity and figgy and really kind of resonance and smoky, actually. This is a great one. So either one of these you can't go wrong with, but a disclaimer on the EDT, definitely has some longevity issues. It only lasts about 4 hours, whereas this one is going to give you like 8 hours. So man, you can't go wrong with this one. But those are my first 5 fragrances, the fragrances that really started it all, the fragrances that really got me into collecting and really started getting me to take this thing seriously. If you like the content, man, if I drop some knowledge on you, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so when I drop it, you got it. I'm Jay Will with Surround Scent. See you on the next one.